I see it from here. That looks cute like that. Are you feeling yourself?
Are you kidding? I can't stop looking at myself.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's La Demi. If you are new to the La Demi family, stop what you're doing, go ahead and subscribe and like. You just found yourself your new favorite channel. Oh my god, October was such a crazy month for me, and I felt like I just was going through it emotionally, personally, but also really going through it with just life and like having a good time. I did not film anything, I did not do anything. I just kind of felt like I was sulking in my emotions and just chilling and having fun in LA and being away and not so much filming and thinking of like needing to be on social media and all. Hello? Hey. Hello? Ugh. This has to be a story time of the century. Let's take it back to a couple days before Halloween. There was so many events going on for Halloween, literally stressed the living frack out of me. Like, all of these events are fun to go to, whatever, but the stress behind it, just like the glam and outfits, and are the outfits gonna come in the mail in time, and the anxiety of being like, what am I gonna wear, what am I gonna be, what am I gonna do, am I gonna be Oprah, am I gonna be Jay-Z, am I gonna be motherfucking Ashley Simpson, like what am I gonna be? Me and my best friend got invited to so many parties, and one night we got invited to Farrah's birthday party. I think that's Paris Hilton's cousin or the Hilton's cousin. I don't know, I never really pay attention, and I'm really bad with names. All I am is good with the face and Google and Googling that name to remember like how I met them or where they're from or like what's going on. Me and my best friend were invited to this party. It was like supposed to be a huge party of the night, whatever, but like always, me and this friend get so sidetracked and wanting to make an appearance at every single A, B, C, D, E, F place, Z, Y place. So we thought that maybe we'd go to all these places before actually going to this main party we actually wanted to attend. Maybe at like around 1:30, 2 a.m. we're like, let's go to the party we originally like arranged to go to. By this time, guys, I've had so many drinks in me. I'm pretty tipsy. I'm living my life to the fullest. Halloween is just like a big blur. So then we decided to call Uber. We get an Uber. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep in the car because the motherfucking took years and years and years and light years just to get there. Got out the car and he's like, we're here. I'm like, okay. So we get out, we walk to the front, huge gate, like humongous gate. There's like a table in the front, there's like guards at the gate, there's like a big book, like the freaking Hocus Pocus book with the eye on it, and there's like a whole list of like all these names of people that are, you know, are RSVP'd to the party. We walk up and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be fun, like so excited, like, you know, walking up to the party, whatever, looking so cute, and like this little yellow mini skirt and this little bralette. Get to the table and we say our names, whatever, and they're like, oh, baby. They go, oh yeah, we see the RSVP, but it's a little too late, and you know, the party's shutting down and everybody's leaving and people are getting kicked out, whatever. Literally at that point, I look at my friend, and my friend is so like, he's so stern on just being like, you know, if he was invited and he like went there, then he's getting in, like there's nobody that's gonna stand in his way. So I'm like, oh, okay, like I turn around and go, so I did not call the car all this way, and go, first of all, I called the car, so have a seat. Come all this way to like, you know, not get in, yada yada. There's people in the front like dying to get in, standing there, whatever. We see other friends that are leaving the party, and we're like, hey, we like go up to them, we're like, where are you guys going? You know, is it really over? They're like, yeah, it's winding down. We're gonna go to another party and just continue with our group or whatever. Me and my friend are just like, you know what, we'll just jump in your car and continue the night on with your friends. So we all get in the car and cram it together, and the plan is going so smooth. And then the Uber turns around and goes, you cannot have that many people inside my car. Not everybody can wear a seat belt. Ugh. And I look at my other friend and she's like, she looks at us like, well, we already had plans to go to this next place. You guys just intruded and got inside our car. You need to get out. So she's like, get out and call your own car. So then we're like, ugh. So we get out, and then we literally start standing there, and I start walking down the road because at this point I'm a little bit embarrassed. You know, I've been standing outside forever. You know, we're on the list to get in. The party's done. You know, our friend just kicked us out of her car, told us to call our own car because we didn't fit with my big old body. And we start walking down the road, kind of like to the neighbor's house. We start walking down. My friend's like, look, the party is like totally still going. And from like this huge yard that had like iron like railing fences, we could see clearly there was a stage, disco lights, like people dancing, like the party was still a rager. So we were like, what the frack? So then I look at him and he looks at me and goes, let's jump the fence and just go. And I was like, at that point, I was just so head over heels and having fun with my life. I said, sure, let's jump the fence. The worst decision of my life. I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll jump the fence. Fully, guys, I'm in fishnets, I'm in heels, I'm mini skirt, like a little bralette. Like, I'm doing the most. This guy doesn't even give me a boost because he's such a queen. At the tip of all of the skate, it was those spikes that go like straight into like a point. And I didn't take for granted really how pokey and how sharp it might be in this really rich, fancy mansion neighborhood. I was like, oh, it'll just be rounded at the top. Like, it's not gonna be pokey. It's gonna be just fine. You're gonna be just fine, girl. So I put my foot up and I start to go over and like I'm like, oh, I'm killing it. Like I'm so tall, you know, freaking 5'10" plus in these heels and like killing it. So my long ass, big ass body is going over this huge fence. There's people leaving the party coming by and they're like kind of laughing and they're like, go, go, go. And I'm like, at this point, I don't really care about being embarrassed or anything. I'm just like, whatever, let's just get to the party. I hop down, and when I hop down, I'm still holding on to the top, the very, very top of that fence. That's like a pokey poke. And I come down, and I hear like a little like, I don't know, it's like a mush sound or like a rip. And I was like, and when I came down, my hand was still all the way up on that railing, and like I kind of like had to unhook my hand off of the freaking thing. And then I look at my hand, and it's completely just split open, and I can see like this fatty like in there, and all of a sudden it starts to swell, and then all this blood starts gushing out. Bitch, Halloween just got real. All this shit starts to come down my arm, and I'm like holding my hand and look at my friend. Meanwhile, as soon as I'm noticing all of this, I look up and my friend, this guy is giving my friend, that's a guy, a boost. Like he gets a boost. I didn't get no motherfucking boost over the fence. He is getting a boost over the fence. And he kind of gets caught for like a split second at the very, very top of the fence and then just rips his way down and jumps, and I go, I cut myself open, and he goes, just flinch your fist really tight so it doesn't bleed anymore. We have another fence to jump, come on. And I was like, another fence? So then we start walking around that fence and towards the back. This position and spot that he found to jump, the second fence, was a tree we had to climb that was kind of like it came out the ground like a little curve and then went over and then over the concrete wall. Thank God this wall was concrete. We had to literally climb, holding on like fucking monkeys, onto this fucking tree and then hop over this big cementing platter and then jump down onto our feet. So he goes first, like real quick, like a drunk monkey, and I'm like, okay, like I can do the same thing. I look at my hand. At this point, blood is gushing down my hand. I'm like, okay, this is really spooky. So I get on the fucking tree and I start climbing, and I'm like, ow, 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 because I can like, whenever I opened my hand, I just felt like it was like more pain. Like the pain started just coming in more and more. I think my hand was in a little bit of a shock that it like I went to that. So I think maybe like at that point it started to kind of like ease in that you really fucked up your hand, bitch. I hop over and I'm like, whew, we made it. He goes, okay. He starts pulling my skirt down, adjusting me, whatever. He's like, okay, you look fine. We start walking towards the back and we see like the back like maid's courthouse or whatever, like the maid's place, and there's like a couple guys in there. Go inside the restroom, my friend throws on the water. It's like scorching hot, like steaming. And at this point I was like, okay, I'm drunk, but I know that like hot water kind of like cleanses out bacteria. I should probably run my hand under there. So I just shove my hand under the fucking burning hot water, boiling, and I'm like holding it, I'm like dying, I'm like, and it's like going, and he's like looking at it, and like while my hand is like under the water, the turkey that's hanging, the turkey or like the fat or whatever that's hanging out of my hand is just like rinsing back and forth and flopping around, and I'm like, oh my god. And he goes, ew, that doesn't look so good. So then he goes to the restroom, pulls out all the roll of tissue, bunches it up and shoves it on top of my hand and goes, just let it dry out now, keep pressure, keep your hand in a fist, you're fine. So then a guy walks in while he's like trying to do all this, and this guy's like, oh, I'm a registered nurse, like what happened? Like, let me take a look at her hand. And I go, a registered nurse, just what I need to, thank you God. So then he comes in, he's like, let me take a look at her hand. I hold out my hand and he's like, oh honey, you need a lot of stitches. You need a lot of stitches for that. You should probably not even be here. You need to be on your way to the hospital. Oh, and then my friend goes, oh, well, now that you say that, I do feel pain now in my inner thigh. So then he quickly like takes off his belt, starts pulling down his pants, and all down his inner thigh is all this blood gushing through, and he has like maybe half the size of my cut, but it's all open. You could see like the fat in his, like you can see through his skin where it cut through his fat, and all of his shit is like gushing with blood, and it's all red and like rashed. And I go, bitch, you need stitches too. I'm like, okay, well, we need to go to the hospital. Like, obviously we need to go to the hospital. He's like, okay, yeah. He's like, you know, well, let's do like a loop around the party, like say hi to our friends, and then we'll call the Uber and go to the hospital. And I go, okay. We leave that restroom. We start walking around the back, like past the stage. We see a couple friends, give them hugs. And as we get towards this other side, at this point, guys, my hand is in so much pain, but I think because I'm also drunk at the same time, that I don't feel how much antagonizing pain I'm in. And especially like you use your hands for everything. So like hugging someone, there's still pressure. You're doing something, walking, like it was a lot going on with my hand. So then I turn the corner and I look over, and there's this blonde girl that's standing there with like all this curls and this huge ass fucking bunny ear thing on her head, and she's like down, and then there's another lady that's like doing, like being like, don't move, I'm trying to get it, I'm trying to like clip it back into place, and then like going back and forth, and then she looks up, and then I look at her, and I'm like, oh, and she goes, Demi, and then it was like, Paris, and it was Paris Hilton, and I come over to her, like I start walking over to her, and she's like, you know, like wigs, right? You know, like hair, whatever. I was like, yeah. And she goes, can you help me like get my headpiece to like stay onto my head because it kept like sliding down, and the wig was a little bit pulling back. It's like, oh bitch, let me help you out. Like let me get my comb. I have a comb in my purse. Like let me help you out. Totally in that moment, I forgot that my hand was like gushing blood. I put down the tissues. I put down my purse. And I was like standing there, I was like, okay, and we're standing like behind like a boarded fence thing, so no one could really see us like behind it. So I'm trying to get this fucking thing to stay. It's like 3,000 pounds on her head, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding with this thing on your head? And she goes, I know. So I'm holding my hands up to her head, fixing her shit. She sees all this blood gushing down my hand, and my shit all open, and she goes, oh, sick, are you supposed to be a hot zombie? I'm like fixing and like wisping her bangs out, and she goes, oh, sick, are you supposed to be a hot zombie? I go, and I look at all my hand real quick, and I see all this blood. I go, yeah, hot zombie. Hot zombie. She goes, yeah, your fucking hand looks sick. I go, thanks, babe. And I start fanning out her bangs to where I start realizing that all down her bangs, I'm just squirting and flicking blood into her wig, and it's going like here and further down and further down, and I'm trying to piece it because we already got the bunny ears to kind of stay up, so I start doing it and see all the blood. I go, oh fuck. And then her Aunt Kim is standing there with me, and she goes, what the fuck, you're fucking up her hair, you're getting blood, you're getting your fake blood in it, and you're brushing out her curls. And I go, oh no, baby, I know what I'm doing, baby, I got this. And then Paris is like, no, she's got it, I think she knows what she's doing, like, is it working now? I think it's kind of working. And I can tell at this point, we're all hammered out of our mind. And so then I pull out this comb out of my purse. I'm like, no, this has got it. But really, I put this out of my purse because I'm panicking at this point. I'm like, oh fuck, I need to get this blood out of her fucking bangs, like before she sees in the mirror. And obviously Kim, her aunt, just saw it, and Kim is pissed that she sees all this fucking shit in her wig. So I start brushing like this, like trying to flick the damn blood like out of her hair, like I keep flicking and brushing. And then Kim is like, oh fuck this. She like takes the comb out of my hand, and she's like, no, that's enough. You brushed out all her curls. Paris was like, what? Demi, my curls? Like, what? And then Kim was like, let's go to the restroom inside. Demi, you're done trying to fix this. And then, like, I stop and I'm like, oh, I really fucked this up even more. Paris starts walking away, and when she walks away, I look down to grab my bag and put my comb back in my purse, still gushing blood. I go, oh fuck, I pick up my purse, and she left her cell phone on top of my purse. But I didn't know it was her cell phone, so I pick it up. I'm like, oh, this isn't my phone. I like click the side, and like I swipe up, and it, like all the notifications come up, and it's like Nikki Hilton, like so many missed calls, and I'm like, oh fuck, this definitely is not my motherfucking phone. So then I look like, which way did they go? I need to go give her her phone. So then he's like, they went inside that way. So then I go running inside, gushing blood still, like just there's so much going on at this point that like I don't even know what I'm focusing on. Am I focusing on the pain? Am I focusing on the curls I brushed out? Am I focusing on all the blood I got in her hair? Like, I don't know. I need to get this phone back. I go to the restroom and I start banging on the door. And Paris goes, what? And then Kim goes, who is it? And I go, it's Demi. Like, I have a phone. And then Kim opens up the door, like frantically, like googly-eyed, like what? P hangs over from like behind the wall, and she goes, oh, Demi, and with the bunny ears and the blood and everything. And then Kim goes, I'm calling the cops on you, you're getting arrested. I go, what? I go, I just came to give her back her cell phone, she left it outside of my purse. And then Kim goes, oh, grabs the phone out of my hand and then slams the door in my face. And I was like, I look over at my friend and I go, I think it's time for the fucking hospital. I've had it here. I want to leave. I need stitches. We end up like rushing out, leaving the house the way we should have come in. And while we're leaving, we ended up seeing more of our friends, giving them more hugs. And like, I'm just like, there's so much going on right now. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? We get to the front of the house, we leave, we say bye, and I feel like the guards and people in the front looked at us like, didn't we tell y'all that the party was over and that you two motherfuckers couldn't be in here? We're so fucked. At this point, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Got to the hospital, but even to find like the emergency room, we had to walk and walk and walk and walk and walk and walk at Cedars in circles and circles and circles and circles and circles and circles and walking and walking and sweating and bleeding and bleeding. And then we finally got to the ER. I'm sitting there, my friend goes before me, they like rush him in because he's like limping, can't walk anymore, needs a roller or a stretcher or whatever. They rush him in, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, whatever. I'm like looking, I'm like touching up, I'm like brushing my weed, I'm like, okay, like this is gonna be fine. And I think there was just so much exciting and so much that had just happened that I really didn't feel my hand, and I had it closed with a bunch of tissue, so I really wasn't really feeling anything. So then the nurse comes and she's like, Demi, I like come in, I give them my information, and she comes in, she looks at me and she goes, you jumped the fence too? I look over and like I look at this doubled window to where he's sitting on the other side. I'm like, you told her? Like you fucking told her we were jumping fences? And he goes, I still have my stitches, but I was actually kind of confused because I was like, the doctor never really told us what the fuck maintenance to do to our hand. Like what to clean it with, what to put on it, when to come back to get the stitches out. Like, you know, he just kind of stitched us up and he would like laughed at us and he was like, pure fucking idiots. And then he like walked out. He probably got upset by me flirting and flirting and flirting and flirting and flirting and flirting and flirting with him, asking how many kids and where are they going to school and what's going on. I'm so fucking happy that Halloween is long done, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of hectic all over the place, but this is basically the shit that happens to me, and I feel like I have so many stories like this that I just go through. It's just like not only like just being reckless and like living in the moment, being like, yeah, I can do that, and then fucking breaking something or like ending up like really injured and having to get something fixed, or running into like celebrity friends or acquaintances that I've met before so many times, and it's just pure embarrassment. And I guess at the end of the day, guys, don't take life too seriously, and sometimes it's funny to just like look back and laugh at yourself, but also know that it could have gone really bad, like really, really bad. I could have had my silicone hanging on the top of that fence or like really been split up or something. Just be aware of what you're doing at all times. Think twice, and don't always listen to your best friends about what to do and how to keep the night going, because sometimes they don't really fucking know what they're talking about either. I love you guys so much. I hope you liked this video. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. Comment below what you would have done or what you think of the whole situation. Don't forget, live your life. And until I see you next time on my next video.